What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And I know, people, I know. The merch was too merchy. Look, you know me too well. New merch loading. It's a Champions League final, man. I was in the store after the school run and I thought, why not? We're in the Champions League final. The merch was too merchy. The Champions League final was too final. Oh, guys, we're in the Champions League final, people. We are in the Champions League final. I even took the tags off. I'm not even taking this one back if something goes wrong. We are in the Champions League final, and damn, it feels good. I'm walking around with a spring in my step today. I'm telling you now, people, I feel different today. The energy feels different. The air even smells a little bit different, man. Jeez, big up to everyone locked in. I don't know about you guys. I feel hungover. I feel like I went out last night. I didn't drink. I was drinking water during the stream. I woke up this morning. I said, what happened? Am I in Vegas? Have we already had the celebration? I can't believe it. I woke up feeling hungover on water, people. I hardly slept. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till about 3 or 4 in the morning last night. I was watching NBA last night. LeBron got cooked by OKC, but I woke up feeling like I'd had an all-nighter in Ibiza. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know what happened, but man, extended highlights, content, interviews, the goal. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man, it's different right now. But listen, what I will say is we need to win. We need to win. We're in a fantastic position right now. The Premier League is in our hands. The Champions League will obviously find out tonight who we're going to play. Make sure you tune in. I'll be live from 7:50 p.m. I'm on AFTV at 7 with Cecil for 45 minutes. I'll lock that off and then I'll be over on here at 7:50 for 8 o'clock kickoff. So, yeah, make sure you're locked in for that. And we can enjoy football in a relaxed manner rather than the tense feeling that we had yesterday. But yeah, man, we've got to go and win one of these trophies. I mean, listen, it's a great feeling. I was thinking this morning, like, the Champions League final in 2006 for me is the worst game of football I've ever watched in my life. It's the most painful. We were so close. So it is incredible being in a Champions League final, and we have to embrace every minute of it because it's only the second time in our history. But, I want us to win it so badly. What we have to make sure, by the way, is that we win the Premier League going into that Champions League final, because that will take a little bit of the pressure off. If we don't win the league and City win the league and then we've got to go and win the Champions League, and then be like, if we don't win this, it's all falling apart. So we've got to make sure we're Premier League champions by the time we go into that Champions League final. That's what I need to be seeing. But, oh, man, what a great feeling. It just shows, don't it, when we're sort of talking about the success pushing the club. You have to push the club, because if you don't, these things don't happen. You don't achieve things like this if you don't put pressure on them, because they know they can get away with it. So, listen, what a great feeling, man. We have to embrace it. We got a massive game of football on Sunday afternoon. Might even do the Man City watch along as well on Saturday. But yeah, listen, it's a great feeling. Enjoy it. But there's still fine margins. One bad performance at West Ham and the league goes. And then you're clinging on to the Champions League. We need to make sure we get this Premier League title won. Put the Champions League on the back burner for a couple of weeks. As the players, not as fans, we can do whatever we want, and then go and get it. But man, we have to embrace it. We have to embrace it. Don said, Curtis, I swear I haven't stopped smiling since last night. I had to take today off work. It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. There's a lot of people calling in sick today. Arsenal fans, man, you need a break. You need 24 hours to gather yourself. Last night was energy sapping to watch. It was nervy, but we got there. Big up Tay, who said, I was at the Emirates. The vibes were the best I've seen. I mean, listen, I had a few friends who were at the game and they said they've never seen an atmosphere like it. So fair play. I always say, match going fans, you've got a responsibility in that stadium. And they delivered. So big them up, man. Pierre says, big up Big C, Cruz, and the goated community, bro. I'm dub dreaming, bro. Woke up this morning, I was like, imagine we win the double. Imagine we win the double. And this is like next level double. FA Cup and Premier League is domestic double. But imagine winning the champs and the Prem. I mean, it would be too much. Ion said, Curtis, I'm buzzing. We have to win it. Big up K Unit. This guy, you know, Ion's a real troublemaker. Alexander, big up Win the Dog. Big up North London forever. I'm telling you, I was top gooner in last night. Honestly, man, I was bigging up Win the Dog. I sang North London forever. You know, I went to shameless places that you should never go. But it felt right. It felt right. You know what I mean? It felt right. Right, let's get into the show and stop with the waffle. But it's a good day, man. It's a good day. Wednesday, we've done our business. Gonna watch Bayern Munich PSG tonight. Make sure you're locked in for that watch along. We can just relax. We'll discuss that game. We get who we get. We get who we get. You know, a lot of people are asking, who do you want to get? I've told people my opinion, and I stick by my opinion. I think that Bayern Munich is the team that I would rather play, just simply because when I've watched PSG, you watch them against Chelsea, they annihilate them, right? They smash them to bits. They then go and play Liverpool, who are better than Chelsea. And they put in a really professional performance. 2-0 at Anfield, clean sheet, dealt with them. And beat them at home as well. Showed a defensive side. Then they go and play Bayern Munich where it's, yo, let's go band for band. It's like, yo, you think you're going to score 4 goals in Paris? You're going to hold 5. So I just think PSG have got more sort of strings to their bow. They can do different things. They're very chaotic in attack, and I don't like it. You know, they've got Dembele, Kvara, Doué, and then they're bringing on Barcola and Zaire Emery. And where I look at Bayern, I do think Bayern are a fantastic team. Their front line is elite. But I don't know. I just think we could control them a little bit better than PSG. PSG are a bit like, they're playing wild football, man. And then you've got Vitinha in midfield with João Neves and Fabian Ruiz. I think their midfield is better than Bayern's. And I think their back four's better than Bayern's. And their manager's better. So I would rather play Bayern Munich. But it's difficult whoever you get, let's be honest. And what I'm looking at is, look, if we get PSG, I think we're a better team than we were last season. And we only just lost to them, and we missed chances. Donnarumma was the difference in that two-legged tie, and they don't have Donnarumma anymore. So, yeah, listen, I would rather play Bayern Munich, but listen, whoever we get, we get. And whoever we get, we can't be fearful. We've got to say, look, we're going to beat you. We're going to beat you. Styles make fights, people. Their attacks are better than ours, but we've got probably the best defence in Europe. And the defence is what's got us to this Champions League final overall. We've just played Atletico Madrid for 180 minutes, and they scored 1 penalty against us in 3 hours. This is a team that was scoring free-flow goals against Barcelona, although the red cards changed that game. So it sounds like Saka wants PSG. If you heard his interview yesterday, he was like, you know, we want, and I kind of got the feeling he was talking about revenge for last season. So it sounds like the players want PSG to sort of get some revenge on them for last season. Yeah, I butchered North London Forever song. I can't lie. It was, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the lyrics, but you got the drift, Elk. He said you butchered that whole North London Forever song, but it was the best version I've heard of it. We was on cloud nine. As long as you all know what I mean, you know how you do it, man. You know when you're like in the car or something and a song comes on, you sing the odd word, North London forever, these streets are, and you're like, We're a bit you know, you just mumble along. These rappers do it, man. I don't know what half of these rappers are saying nowadays anyway. You hear Future on an album, you just say, Menacing, Menacing. You're like, yo, this sounds sick. Menacing, mask off, mask off. You're like, yo, I don't even know what the guy's saying. I just pick up the odd word, but you're like, yo, look at that beat, man. It's crazy. Ain't like hip hop back in the day. No, it's not the new home shirt. It's just merch, pre-match shirt. Got it this morning. The merch was too merchy for me, people. The merch was too merchy. But it made sense. Yeah, whatever lyrics. As long as you know what I'm trying to say, then it works, you know, people. It definitely works. But listen, big up. Let's get into the show. We're going to go through a few players for obvious reasons. And then we'll go through the player ratings and things like that. You know what I mean? Mumble along to North London forever. And yeah, the merch was way too merchy. I went in the store, I looked at it, I was like, Champions League final. Nice new bit of training kit. I like the training kits and stuff because they're timeless, they're cheaper. With the kits, it's like I don't wear kits from previous seasons that often. I feel like they almost go out of date. Like I love the black away kit from the other season. I don't really wear it because I feel like people, oh, well, you're wearing the old kit from last season. Where the merch, timeless, man. I go down the merch route. Listen, we're going to talk about a few people last night, and I'll be honest with you. We've struck gold. I think it was there all along. It's taken him a long time to get it. I think this is the game changer for Arsenal's season. This midfield partnership. Nailed it. And honestly, and I know, I'm saying it in every stream, so my apologies, and you guys have been saying it, but this was what needed to happen. I've said it time and time again. Declan Rice is not an 8. He can play in the 8, but he's not an 8. Miles Lewis-Skelly needs to play in midfield. And look at the... Honestly, I genuinely feel proud of Miles Lewis-Skelly. I genuinely feel proud of him. I've met him a few times on the tour, and I feel proud of the way the guy's playing, man. Real talk. I feel like he's a younger brother of the community. He's balling out there at 19 years of age. 3 weeks ago, this guy was finished at Arsenal. People were saying he's going to go, pure profit, Man United. He's off. He's out the door. He's superb. He's strong. He's progressive. He's calm on the ball. The 2 performances that he has put in since coming back into this team in midfield, and you saw him with his mum and his nan. It's a joy to watch. And his quality. This ain't sympathy. He deserves this opportunity. And again, Arteta's taken probably too long to get here. But if we get over the line now, then so be it. The guys, man called him Skelly Esther. No, I don't want to start saying things like that because they're already clipping me up. I said he's baby Edgar Davids. They're always comparing him to Edgar Davids. No, the style of play, the way he uses his body to wriggle out of situations, left-footed, progressive passing, can put a tackle in. He just reminds me of that a little bit. But listen, by the way, and somebody said it in the chat earlier, so big up to you. Apologies I didn't click on it. Is it too late for him to nick a World Cup place? Just saying. Can play left back, can play centre mid. Does he rescue his England place? Yeah, Skelly Bang's a banger. I like that one as well. I like that one. But, nah, listen, superb. And I don't know if you've seen the embrace between him and Rice at the end of the game. Rice knows as well. Rice is looking at him like, yo, man, you're a baller, man. You are a baller. So love to see it. Proper baller is Davids-esque and should be at the World Cup. He should. I think Thomas Tuchel's crazy if he don't take him, especially with his versatility. When are you doing another session with Turkish? Would also love to see one with James from Loose Cannons, who often seem to have different opinions. Yeah, we got to get some collabs back, man. You know what I'm saying? OG's has fizzled out, man. We got to get it back going, man. I think Turkish was... somebody said during the stream they saw him in the background yesterday. I didn't see it. I tried to rewind it. I didn't see it. But yeah, and big up. I spoke to James a couple of weeks ago. We had a good chat. So yeah, we'll do some collabs at the end of the season, man. Deja Vu, once MJ is on, we'll ask him about pulling up to the Allianz Arena next year with Shaw and Dallow as fullbacks. Yeah, they're going to realise the game's moved on a little bit. You know, they need to strengthen. Ola said, did you see the stat where it said the last 7 Champions League winners have kept a clean sheet in the final? Rumours of Mourinho being back. We're winning both, said Ola. Please, man. Both would be the dream. Kind of interesting. I was at the game last night, got home at midnight, watched your entire live stream back. Curtis, you're a legend. Thank you for everything. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, man. I hope you enjoyed the game. And the atmosphere looked incredible, man. Anyone who was there, you were very fortunate to be there. Sunanya said, I hate Bayern the most. Beating them in the final would be a dream come true. Kind of want them out ASAP, though. Well, obviously, they've inflicted a lot of damage on us with them, 5-1s and stuff. And big up Charlie Parks, who is a new member. King TT has the term ready. The unforgettable, says Ricky. I love the interaction between Thierry and Saka. Apparently, they talk quite often. And Thierry was just giving him his flowers. And I don't know if you saw this little video that came out where Thierry was saying, look, when I was working with the academy, a lot of the talk was Reece Nelson and who was the other one? Was he on about Willock or somebody else? And he was sort of saying, look, Saka was playing left wing back. He wasn't really one of the young players that where they were saying he's going to go to the top. But he just said he always smiled, he always worked hard, and he always listened. Daniel Marlin, there you go. You guys are locked in. And I just thought, it just shows, don't it? His attitude. Sometimes you're not the best player in the team, but if you're willing to just keep going, keep pushing, work hard, you can get somewhere. A lot of the time, the most talented player doesn't have the best career because they take the talent for granted. You look at players over the years like Adel Taarabt, Ben Arfa, Quaresma, Balotelli. These are players that you hear. Ravel Morrison. People, Ferguson says Ravel Morrison's like the best player he'd ever coached at youth level. Yet look at the career that he's had. Yeah, there's players who would have been in that youth team. Look at Jordan Henderson. As I said, a friend of mine, he's a fitness coach at Everton. He used to work at Liverpool. And he said when Henderson came to Liverpool, he was a bang average player. Bang average. Nothing special about his game. The only thing he could do was just run and run and run. And he said just by running and listening and working hard and showing maturity, he ends up as Liverpool captain and wins everything. And has an unbelievable career, and he just progressively got that little bit better and better and better. So it shows it. A lot of the time, it's about your mentality, your willingness to listen and improve. And look at what Saka's doing. They literally, Reece Nelson was the star of Arsenal. The star. I heard it. I knew about it. Reece Nelson, this guy's going to be a superstar. Even for England, Reece Nelson on the right, Jadon Sancho on the left. Reece was better than Sancho. And now he's playing reserve games at Brentford. It just shows. Yeah, it does. Ethan should be here, but it is what it is, isn't it? I've got a horrible feeling he'll get sold, but I hope he doesn't. MJ is still shamelessly in the chat. Game's moved on. We smashed you and PSG will too. Well, at least we'll be there, mate. You'll be watching us. They watch me, man, or watch them. Remember that song there? Who brought that song out, man? I don't even hardly watch Man United games, bro. I'll be honest with you. You're not really involved in anything. Like, I had the game on in the background against Liverpool. Oh, Kobe Mainoo scored, yeah. You know what I mean? I'll be real, bro. You know what I mean? You're not the same. It's History Channel settings right now with United. I can't lie, bro. I know it's hard to embrace. I've been there. You've seen me, green screens on and that. You've had about 8 games this season. You know what I mean? You have 2 months off. You play a game, we don't see you for about 6 weeks. This ain't Ferguson's United, bro. I'm telling you. You got to let it go. I was there. Wenger, Henry, I can't let go of it. People said, you got to let go of that, man. Okay, I'll let go of it. Now we're moving on, man. You know what I mean? I watched you play about 4 times this season. Don't even watch United. Just check that. Well, they win? Yeah, oh yeah. Who scored? Oh yeah, Mbeumo. All right, yeah, not bothered. No one ain't watching Man United this season, bro. Let's be real. No one ain't watching Man United. That's why that guy's like, not cutting my hair until Manchester United win 5 games in a row. The guy's got dreadlocks, bro. What's going on? Next season, when you're back in the Champions League and you're competing, then talk. But for now, chill. Bleck said, hey, he did it, Big C. We're going to Budapest. He finally did something right. Credit to the cone, man. Big up Big C in the community. What's that say? 4. Oh, from Haaland to Budapest, Bakayo. Oh, Haaland, sorry, yeah. Yeah, you're right. By the way, people, I was looking last night. It's not impossible to get to Budapest at a decent price. I'll be honest. If any of you are thinking about going out there on the final week, it's not crazy expensive. Now, those flights might change. Where there's a problem is if you're trying to fly like on the day of the final, those flights are through the roof. But if you're willing to go there for like 3 or 4 days, you can quite easily get there at a reasonable price. I looked at the flights. Now, the tickets is a whole other conversation. Let me just explain quickly about the tickets. So Arsenal have released the prices of the tickets this morning. Now, don't take this. This is depending on whether you're a season ticket holder or a high level member. So tickets are going from 180 euros up to 950 euros. But as I said, this is season ticket holders, which majority of people, some of you may be season ticket holders, but a lot of you probably won't be. Tickets online, I'm seeing tickets from like 3, 5, 7,000 euros. So you're gonna have to pay a lot of money, a lot of money. So if you're not a season ticket holder, you're gonna have to drop the absolute bag to get a ticket for this final, which is, it's sad, really. It's sad. Now, they, as you can see there, by the way, the stadium holds 67,000 tickets, seats. The Ferenc Puskás Stadium in Budapest, 67,000. Arsenal have been given 16,824 tickets. Apparently, over 30,000 tickets will be for UEFA that will be sold for neutral fans who are members of UEFA, so you may be able to get a ticket through them, or for corporate. So I think this is horrible, you know, that 67,000 tickets, and yet Arsenal are getting basically a quarter of the tickets because they're going to give them to celebrities, they're going to give them to sponsors, they're going to give them to, you know, UEFA members and their families and their friends and corporate. It's a Champions League final, man. We should be getting 30,000 or at least 25,000. So, yeah, I think for anybody that wants to go, if you're a season ticket holder, you're doing great. You can get a ticket for as little as 180 euros. And the flights are not too bad. A couple of £100 to get over there. If you're not a season ticket holder, you are going to spend thousands. I'm seeing tickets for starting from about £2,000 or £3,000, not even euros. So, and they're not even the good seats. They're the nosebleed seats. So if you want to get close to the front, honestly, you are going to be dropping a stack of money to go over there. By the way, though, Arsenal are selling tickets for the Emirates. They're going to show a massive screening at the Emirates on a big screen in the middle of the pitch, and they're going to be selling tickets to the game. So obviously, if you're in the UK or you're coming to London or you're in London, that would be probably the second best thing if you want that atmosphere. Arsenal are going to be showing the game at the stadium, 60,000 tickets. I think they're even selling tickets on the pitch. So maybe even more than 60,000. So, yeah, is what it is. Listen, some of you might want to go to Budapest and just do the whole atmosphere. And I'm sure there'll be a fan park. The flights are pretty cheap. But in terms of going to the game, it is an absolute rip-off. So yeah, it's going to cost an absolute stack. That is for sure. But anyway, we will be here for the watch along, people. We will be there for the watch along. I will not be going over there. Yeah, cheap for now. I bet if you check like by tonight, those flights will probably go up like quadruple in price. So yeah, if you want to go, book your flights now. Don't do a Man City live stream. They always win. I said this, people. The community got onto me. Every time I've done a Man City watch along, they've won the game. I didn't do the watch along on Monday. They drew 3-3. So do I do a watch along for Man City Brentford on Saturday? I'm gonna let you guys decide, man. I don't know if it works. Iron said my biggest worry, Mikel Arteta reverts to type in the final. Well, that is the concern, isn't it? That is the concern, Iron. Like, I even looked at Eze last night and I went, he might use that performance to get you out of the team for Odegaard. I think he's willing to play Lewis Skelly. He's willing to play Eze. He's willing to play Gyökeres. But they're all in that situation like, right, the moment you step out of line, Havertz is coming in this team for Gyökeres. Odegaard's coming in this team for Eze. And Zubimendi will come in this team for Skelly. So they need to perform in these next few league games because I think Lewis Skelly has to stop. MJ's back. Oh, we've got him. We've caught him. You man are such prisoners of the moment. I love it. Oh, yes. We do love it, my friend. We do love it. New merch. You know what I'm saying? We're loving it. Window shopper settings, man. 50 cents. Oh, the top feels so much better than the bottom. MJ, you a window shopper. Mad at me. I think I know why. Don't worry, you've got a game in about 2 weeks. Dash Cash, Big C, I live in Canada. Arsenal should do what the Raptors do outside the arena. They call it Jurassic Park. Let the fans gather around the stadium for a big screen to cheer on the team. Well, as I said, they're going to be doing it inside the stadium for the final. So if anybody's in London, you can go to that game. Tickets on sale soon. Big up, Matty. Could barely sleep last night, bro. I was downstairs last night, couldn't sleep, overloading on content, and I was watching the Lakers against OKC, that free throw merchant SGA falling all over the floor, man. Not sure LeBron and them are going to be able to win this one, but we'll see. Would the screening at the Emirates be for... Apparently it is general sale, is what I read, but double check it. That wasn't the official website that said it was general sale. Apparently Hand of Arsenal just said something about the parade. So let's see what he says. He gets a lot right, I'm not going to lie. Arsenal parade currently planned for the 31st of May, which is the Sunday, in Islington. Full day event 24 hours after the Champions League final. I'm assuming that will be... Is that based on if we win the Champions League? Is that if we win the Prem? I don't know. Usually it's on the Monday, but maybe they think it's better to do it on the Sunday when people are off work and off school and things like that. So, Hand of Arsenal is Saka. I've heard a lot of rumours about who Hand of Arsenal might be, but definitely seems to know what he's talking about. O'Malley said Saka left back shifts to winning goal in the Champions League semi-finals as captain. Big up to him and his dedication to the rebuild. Do you know what? Let's talk about Bukayo. Let's talk about Bukayo. You know what, man? Again, so happy for this guy, man. Met him, spoke to him, humble, works hard. Captain. Champions League semi-final. You score the winning goal. He comes back on the weekend. I spoke about it for 5 or 10 minutes. Saka's got to come back to the party, man. This ain't the Saka that we're used to. And I've always said his lack of form is not his fault. The manager smashed him to bits. He comes back against Fulham. Brilliant for 45. 1 goal, 1 assist. Champions League semi-final clutch. How many times have I said on here, you cannot be a superstar attacking player until you have clutch moments that we all remember. And that last night is a clutch moment. Yeah, especially if it leads to us winning the Champions League. Scores the winner in the Champions League semi-final. Do you know what I mean? As captain as well. Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I think Rice should be the captain, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Window shopper with 3 Champions Leagues in a... Yo, they're dusty, man. You know what I mean, MJ? We're shameless, though. You know what I'm saying? We are shameless. If we win 1 Champions League, in my head, it's better than your 3 Champions Leagues. That's just the narrative that I'm going to run with. It is shameless, but Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. It's a very powerful book. You know, you got to enjoy the moment. And right now, we're in the Champions League final, and you lost to Grimsby. So I'm going to run with that narrative, MJ. I really am. I'm going to run with that narrative. You were having a go at Gyökeres. Gyökeres is bullying defenders, champ semi-final. Sesko don't want to take a penalty at Grimsby. I've played at Grimsby. Sesko said, I'll take the 10th penalty. Harry Maguire's putting it top bins. What are we doing here? I am going to run with this narrative because Man United, we've had big arguments over the years, people. But Saka, we said it. Give us 4 or 5 games. No problem with the rest of the season. No problem. And he looks like he's arrived. Massive game this weekend, by the way. Massive game. Did you see the celebration of Timber? He can't run, he's cooked. I haven't seen that. And that is a concern because even though I thought Ben White was superb yesterday, even though he was, I'm just trying to see. I'm just typed in something about Timber. Interesting that. Listen, I've had a groin injury before. They're very troublesome because it's not just a case of resting them. A lot of the time, what I would say with Timber, when you've had long-term injuries, you often get muscular imbalance. So what happens is like he's done his ACL, even though he would have come back and played. Muscles get weaker and muscles. So he probably hasn't just had a little groin strain that keeps you out for a few weeks and then you're back. He's probably got a weakness in his groin, and that takes weeks and weeks and weeks to get stronger. And the problem is, the moment you rush him back from that, bang, you're back to square one. Do you know what I mean? You could pull that again, and then you're out for months, and then he misses the World Cup, he misses the start of next season. So they need to take their time with bringing him back, you know, even if it means he misses the final. Unfortunately, I hope he is back for the final. He's got, what, 3 weeks to get back? We'll see. We will see. But no, I can't see the video. I've just typed it in, but I saw he was pitch side. I saw that he was pitch side. Speaking of injured players, by the way, there is news breaking this morning and pictures and videos. Mikel Merino is now kicking a ball on the training ground. And they're now saying Mikel Merino is expected to make a return for Arsenal before the Champions League final on the 30th of May. How crazy is that? They were saying he's out. They were actually saying he's going to miss the World Cup. Now he's back before our season even finishes. That's crazy. Big up official Kerenix, who said, been watching you for years, never commented on your videos. I think it's the right time to comment. It's been a pleasure following you. Hope the team can win for the fans and for you. Hey, big up, man. The silent listeners are stepping forward, people. We love to see it. Chang said, I've had a groin injury. Timber is still far from coming back. Well, it's just how bad is it? Asa says it's now £600 for a flight to Budapest. That's crazy because I looked last night and they were £200. But again, the dates, you know, it depends what dates you're going for. I'm not going over there anyway. Them ticket prices are embarrassing. You know, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm doing the stream. Listen, by the way, Merino is a good player to get back because I just think he's very clutch off the bench. He's definitely one of those players that can come on and nick you a goal. So Nimbo said, groin Timber. Yeah, I mean, Nimbo, Jurioin. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, but MJ's fuming today. He said, Danish Gooner flexing ladies team Champions League. Jesus wept. Just keep going, MJ. We know it must be difficult. It must be difficult. Like, imagine waking up this morning as a Man United fan. You're going, just nick Champions League football. Carrick's in charge. Sesko's up front. Maguire's signed a new contract. Arsenal are top of the league. 3 games from the title. Champions League final. signing players that you wanted to sign, because you did want Gyökeres, by the way. I mean, I'd be annoyed as well, MJ. I get it. We're all here for you, man. We're all here for you as a community. If you need us, you know, you can lean on us. But we know deep down you're an Arsenal fan. You know, there's no way you can be this invested without being an Arsenal fan somewhere. I reckon you had Thierry Henry posters on your wall. Khalid said we focus on the now and they live in the past. Exactly, bro. Kosho said, Big C tuned in late. Did we play the Farley Arteta? Has he done one? If he's done one, it's only right. I haven't even seen it. I should have remembered that. Usually when we win, I don't see him do a video. He only usually does the video when we've lost, and then obviously he'll do Arteta. Scrambling. Where you at, Farley? Oh, he's done one. Exclusive, Mikel Arteta react. Here we go then. It's only right. I saw hands. Let's have big up Kosho, man. I haven't even seen this, so we can react to this. Don't put an advert on. Oh yes. We're in straight away, people. We're in straight away. Look at the way the man starts. Right. Let's just hit play and listen to Farley. How long is the video? 3 minutes. All right, let's go.
Mikel, surely the greatest night of your managerial career, beating Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-final. You are in the final. Your nerves must have been gone in such a massive semi.
To be honest with you, it's not the only semi that I've had this week. I got a semi watching Man City drop 2 points at the Hilly Dickinson against Everton. So I've had 2 semis this week. It's been the greatest week of my life. I know that we probably still will bottle it, but it's great to see that Pep and Simeone have bottled it this week, and I am so handsome.
Mikel, it wasn't the greatest game in the world, to be honest with you. It probably was one of the worst Champions League games I've ever seen.
I can't believe you're saying it's the worst game that you've ever seen, because I think that it was the best game of my life. Some of the throw-ins and the corners were incredible. The long balls were amazing, and I think that we parked the bus against each other. And after the game, I got text from Big Sam and Tony Pulis saying they were in tears because it was so poetic. It was the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. The finest shithousery you will ever see. And we won the game.
Simeone seemed absolutely furious at the end of the game. What was he moaning about, Mikel?
Yes, that absolute lunatic. I mean, Simeone was complaining about diving, cheating, time wasting. I think that it's a hat for him because Simeone has just been Simeoned. I think that there's a new sheriff in town. I am now the biggest shithouse in the whole wide world, and that is why he is raging about it. That is all it's about. Simeone got pure and simple Simeoned by someone else, and that's so much more handsome than him.
And the big question now is, who do you want to play in the final, PSG or Bayern Munich?
I do not care who we play in the final. I do not care, because whoever that we play in the final, we are going to stop them from playing football. Every throw-in we will take half an hour to take. Every corner we will take 45 minutes to take. And we will take it all the way to penalties, and then we will beat them. So I don't care who we play. I think Bayern Munich would be great because Harry Kane is allergic to big trophies. So maybe I would prefer to play them. But that ain't so handsome.
To be fair, Mikel, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. I don't think I've ever heard the Emirates were loud.
Yes, I think that's thing when you're winning. But no, I think that it was great to see the Arsenal fans get behind the team. It's only took them 7 years to finally start supporting the lads. And I think that, it was only a couple of weeks ago that they are booing us off the pitch when we are in the middle of a title race and the semis of the Champions League. So if we do win the double, it will not be for them, because it's sing when you're winning. And I think that I am much more handsome than all of the Arsenal fans.
No, that is top quality, man. I said Kane's allergic to big trophies. You gotta love that. Oh dear. It only took you 7 years. They were booing us off the pitch in a semi-final in a title race. Oh my days. It's amazing. That is absolute. I've got to get him on at the end of the season, by the way. That's so handsome. Oh dear, love that. Big up for letting me know, man. I didn't even know he dropped a video. I should have checked actually, but yeah, man. Right, what have we got? I've lost my whole. You know what? Let's go over the game. No, in fact, one more. We're going to talk about a lot of players, by the way, but I have to say, even though this guy missed a big chance last night, that is what you call a striker's performance. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to cap. If Havertz misses that chance, I'm fuming, so I'm still fuming that Gyökeres missed it. But I genuinely think as a 90-minute performance, that is one of the best striker performances we've seen this season. And people might think I'm capping it. He destroyed their defense last night by himself, by the way. You look at a lot of those clips, he's got no support. He's just getting the ball played up to him, and he was bullying people. Honestly, man, that was Glock Lesnar settings last night, people. Honestly, man, he was bullying this. They couldn't live with him. They could not live with him. He was so powerful, quick, his energy levels. Yeah, Thierry was praising him. And you know he played well because the manager would have taken him off. I saw Havertz warming up. I went, yeah, he's getting dragged. He was outstanding. If he scored last night, I would have given him 10 out of 10 in player ratings. Honestly. Phenomenal performance. That work rate is insane. And the strength and the power. That picture's legit, man. Honestly, I'm going to get some new green screen pictures. I was meant to get the Berta one, but I was rushing as usual to start the stream. So we had to just run with it, you know what I mean? But listen, what a performance from Victor Gyökeres. End of the day, Gyökeres was brought in to score goals. Anything more is a bonus. The criticism the guy has got this season has been silly. Bro, no, even Dom rates him first time I called him by his full name. Bro, it's not a coincidence. We've signed a striker and we're having more success. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's the absolute difference maker because he hasn't blown up the league with the goals, but he's made a difference. Look how many games Gyökeres has come off and then we've conceded afterwards because it's easy for teams to get out against us. Oh, yeah, I love that. Jesus slapped that guy in the face, didn't he? Man said, hold that, bro. That guy, is it Pubil or whatever? What a name, by the way. He came over on smoke. He pushed Gyökeres because he knew, bro, you've been bullied for 90 minutes. He's probably angry. I think the video's here, actually. Oh, we've got the video. We'll have a look. Watch this one, people. This Pubil, he played like poo as well, mate. You know what I mean? He came over on smoke. Watch the Gabriel Jesus slap. Just watch. Shall I slow this down? Nah, let's just play at the normal speed. So here they are celebrating. Gyökeres is here, 14. Pubil comes over on smoke. Jesus, woof, across the face. Let me play it again, slower actually. You can't even see it. Video speed. Slow it down a little bit. Jesus gives him a slap across the face. Just keep an eye on Jesus here at the front in the bib. Pubil comes over. Jesus. Whack! Hold that across the face. And then Mosquera has to break it up. I don't know if that Pubil's Spanish. Maybe he plays for Spain with Mosquera. Man gives him a slap. I said, Jesus, you know what? If that's your final act in an Arsenal shirt, I respect it. Slap him across his face, yeah? So what are you coming over here for? Yeah, Pubil's 22, plays for Spain, yeah. So Mosquera probably knows him from playing for Spain. But Jesus, left hand across the face, you know. Man said, bro, you think I'm soft? I came from the favelas. Whack! Hold that. Love to see it, man. I like seeing Arsenal with a bit of fight and aggression about them. Man comes over for the celebrations. You're holding a slap in the face, bro. You know what I mean? So big up. Gabriel Jesus going to get 9 out of 10 in the player ratings. And he didn't even come on the pitch. By the way, the last one, and we did see this last night, of course. But I got to play it one more time for those of you who didn't watch the reaction video. Andrea Berta, my friend, I thought you were a great sporting director before. And then you start fighting with Simeone, you've gone even higher in my estimation. Because, boy, considering him and Simeone worked together for like 10 years, the fact you went all Jimmy Conway Goodfellas on him last night makes you even better. Andrea Berta here, bottom of the screen, waving his hand, saying, blow the whistle, ref. Simeone comes over, pushes him. Check Berta. Hey, you talking to me? You talking to me? Starts waving his hands around like he wants to. Hey. Simeone's sleeping with the fishes, bro. I'm telling you, he's in the Thames. He's in the Thames. You schmuck. You talking to me? Get him in the boot. I'm telling you, Simeone's in the boot, man. He didn't make his flight last night. He's in the Thames swimming. Well, I don't know if there is fishes in the Thames, to be honest. There's probably trolleys and plastic bags and junk, you know what I mean? But yeah, these guys, from the days of being bullied by Mourinho's Chelsea and getting slapped up by Man United, now our sporting director wants to fight Simeone, and our substitute striker is slapping defenders round the face. I mean, wow. Full circle moment. But that's so handsome. Oh, dear. What a time to be an Arsenal fan. Just bring us trophies. And bring us that parade, man. Bring us that parade. We'll be cleaning out the armory that day. Let's go over the game last night. Wasn't a classic. I don't care. It meant a lot. It meant a hell of a lot to win that game. 2 shots on target for both teams, and we won the game. You know, I was surprised by how little Atletico really attacked. They were very defensive for a second leg. I have to say, and I said this on the stream, the reaction video as well, well done to the Arsenal fans inside that stadium. Seriously, man. I think over the years, a lot of the time, the Arsenal fans in the stadium have not done enough. And I always say that when you're in that ground, you've got a responsibility to lift the team. Do what you want when you're at home. That doesn't affect them. But the atmosphere last night looked unbelievable. And I don't say that very often about the Emirates. The Emirates has been criticised over the years as being a bit of a, you know, like going to the theatre, or it's a library, or they sing at the start and then they stop. They were so loud. I actually had to turn my TV down yesterday because the noise, you know, I was thinking, oh, it's going to pick up the noise for copyright. The atmosphere was electric. The club went all out, fireworks, tifo, all of it. It helps, you know, because we talk about going to Atletico or Real or Barca, the atmosphere. They created a fortress yesterday. They understood how big that game was. And it was brilliant. Lay said they couldn't find the attack because we made them that way. Look at the way they attacked Barca. Yeah, you're right. Our defence was outstanding yesterday. It was the shape of the team in general. As I said, Declan Rice in the 6 makes a big difference. Ammo, we needed the win the dog tifo. I'm telling you, man. We win the Champions League, I might buy one of them win the dog plush toys. Full circle moment. Let's go through the player ratings. Majority of the players will get very high ratings because we were superb yesterday. Only a couple players who I don't think were great. David Raya. I'm going to hand out flowers today. I'm going to hand out some flowers to some players. Because sometimes when a player is very consistent, you overlook them. They play well, you just think, well, I expect them to play well. But sometimes you got to stop and say, nah, you're really, really something else. David Raya is the best goalkeeper we've had since Jens Lehmann. He's the best goalkeeper we've had since Jens Lehmann. I now think he's going into that category as you're one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Depends who, Courtois, Donnarumma, Alisson, him, whatever order you think they're in. I'll be totally honest with you. When we brought him in for Ramsdale, as Don is kindly pointing out, I wasn't disappointed by the fact Ramsdale was being replaced. I wasn't sure whether David Raya was an upgrade from what I'd seen of him at Brentford. And I'll be honest. I was like, if you're going to get rid of Ramsdale, go and get one of the best goalkeepers in the world. When he's not faffing around on the ball trying to be Iniesta, he's an exceptional goalkeeper. It's just pure class. He brings calmness to us. 3rd Golden Glove in a row in the Premier League. and he's on for the Champions League Golden Glove. How he is not the Spanish goalkeeper, I will never know. 8 out of 10, fantastic. Yeah, again, you have to give credit to Arteta for the signing, because I didn't have that vision. Yep, the save from Griezmann, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Ben White, honestly, I salute you for that performance last night. You showed some heart, some determination. We saw the old Benny Blanco last night. Lookman dragged after 60 minutes, didn't do anything against him. He was superb last night. He might have actually rescued his Arsenal career. I still think he'll leave, because a lot of what I've heard is the frustration is from him that he can't get in the team. But obviously Timber's struggling. Ben White might end up playing in the Champions League final if Timber doesn't come back. That might change his mind. I thought Ben White was absolutely... I'm going to give him 8.5. Maybe even 9, but we'll go 8.5. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. Lookman's a quality player. Ben White, again, we've never doubted his ability. It was the injuries. Links up well with Saka. Played a great little ball in Saka in the first half. I thought he was superb. Lookman got absolutely wrapped. Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori makes me nervous. I'll be honest with you, people. Calafiori in big games makes me nervous. I wouldn't play Calafiori in the Champions League final. I'm going to be honest. Doesn't matter who we get. Doué, no, I don't want him against him. Elise, I don't want him against him. I think Calafiori, and this might sound really disrespectful, I think Calafiori's better when we're playing lower teams, because the jeopardy's not as big. He's caught out of position. He's a bit wild. I don't think you can play him in a Champions League final against Doué or Elise. I think Nketiah is a much better defender. Calafiori going forward, he does give us another degree of quality, but he makes me nervous. And I even think Nketiah is improving on the ball. Look at the cross that he put in for Gyökeres yesterday. And I get it, you're right. It is high risk, high reward. He wasn't terrible. I'm going to give him 6.5. But he faded in that second half. And luckily the manager got him off, because it was starting to go downhill. But Nketiah for me is our best left back. But I get it. Calafiori going forward has that better quality. Yeah, he scored that big goal against City, but defensively... All right, let's put it this way. If you was a manager who was playing against Arsenal, you'd target Calafiori. You would target him. Simple as that. You would go for him. He gets caught out of position because obviously he's got that license to attack. Saliba and Gabriel. Saliba gets 7.5. Gabriel gets 8.5. They would have got the same rating. However, Saliba made that mistake from the header and Gabriel got him out of it. And Gabriel, in fact, you know what? I'm going to give Ben White a 9 and I'm going to give Gabriel a 9. Because I thought Gabriel was immense in that second half, man. Honestly. I thought he was such a leader in that back four. We'll give Saliba an 8. He was very good, but Gabriel gets more. He gets a 9. He was absolutely phenomenal in that second half. Griezmann and... Remember, everyone, we need to sign Alvarez. Let's spend 100 million plus on Alvarez. Alvarez, pocketed, dragged, did nothing. Hasn't really done anything in both games, apart from a penalty. Gabriel, mate, last night, you were an absolute colossus of a centre-back. Declan Rice. Wow. Wow. Immense. Absolutely immense midfield performance. Honestly, Declan Rice is incredible in this team. I'm sorry. And he gets criticism online, but I think he's an unbelievable signing. Unbelievable. If we win trophies, Declan Rice is going to be a legend at this football club. I'm telling you. He should be the captain as well. He should. I don't care what anyone says. He was a colossus yesterday. He won man of the match. So, well, as we said, David, put him in the 6. Guess what? The guy's even better. The guy is even better. 9.5 out of 10. He was phenomenal yesterday. Phenomenal. I don't care what anyone says. He's one of the best midfielders in the world. I'm not saying he's Ballon d'Or because your Fitinas, your Pedris, they're better than him on the ball. But he is an incredible midfielder. You need him in your team. You look at Liverpool now, who were the champions last season. They need a player like Declan Rice. They're too easy to play against. That's why Pep wanted him. The guy is a monster of a player. I want him to be captain next season. What a player. Nobody even talks about the transfer fee. You know, it doesn't matter. He's driving runs yesterday, man, when he's running past Griezmann. And oh, man, what I loved his performance. Tempted to give him 10 out of 10, but maybe if he'd scored, I'd give him 10 out of 10. But he was incredible. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 9 out of 10, mate. You are just a joy to watch. You're a joy to watch, mate. Strong, confident, progressive. These 2 games have saved your Arsenal career, mate. You would have ended up out of the door in the summer. Absolutely superb. And he starts Champions League final. Don't revert back to type. Oh, Zubomendi's experience. No. Skelly starts centre mid Champions League final. Baby Edgar Davids. 9 out of 10. Eberechieze. 6 out of 10. I don't think he played that well last night. I just hope that performance hasn't put Odegaard ahead of him. It was too laid back. You're not going to get away with the tempo against Fulham, against Atletico. You have to adapt game by game. Simeone teams, they press like you wouldn't believe. He thought we were playing Fulham. It was a bit frustrating because I thought second half he might get into it a bit, but he came off early, and I actually can't complain. He didn't play well last night. Is he going to use that to get Odegaard back in the team? Is what it is. Trossard, left-hand side. I thought he did well. He wasn't amazing, but he did well. His shot led to the goal. I give him 7.5. Worked hard. Linked up well with Calafiori. And I thought he did pretty well. Listen, you just wish he had more pace. The amount of times he was 1v1 with a right back and you thought, go on, take him on. It was like, nah, you can't take him on. He hasn't got the speed, but he played well. 7.5, solid performance. Some of you saying 8. Was quality, spamming 4-star skill moves. Yeah, he's good at the twists and turns, isn't he? I think, yeah, at the moment, you probably would start him in the final. Do I give him an 8? All right, we'll give him an 8. I'm in a good mood. Unknown C says top. 8 out of 10. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. Running down the wing. Saka. I actually don't think Saka had an amazing game. I'm going to be totally honest with you. He scored the winning goal in the Champions League semi-final, 8 out of 10. You know, I don't think he actually did that much, Saka, in the game, but what a moment. What a moment, you know, and that's what matters. We'll give him 8.5. It's a winning goal. You've just come back from injury. You scored against Fulham. You scored. All right, they want to get 9 out of 10. It is then. You've told me. If you want 9 out of 10, we'll give him 9 out of 10. That's all you got to do is ask. When you want clutch, that's as clutch as it gets, innit? I'm thinking from the perspective of, imagine playing in a semi-final and you score the winner. You're automatically like basically one of the best players on the pitch because it just meant so much. So I'm giving him 9 out of 10. Victor Gyökeres. Honestly, my friend, if you scored, I'd give you 10 out of 10. That performance had everything apart from the goal. And he missed a big chance. I'm not going to downplay that because if Havertz misses that chance, I'm headbutting the camera. So let me not pretend I'm disappointed. He gets a 9. More than a 9, guys. More than a 9. Absolutely bullied all of their defenders got bullied. They got bullied. The Viking turned up yesterday. I think that's his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. He's had better performances in terms of goals, but what he gave to the team, you cannot underestimate the way he led the line yesterday. He was fired up. He was going mad at the ref. He's probably thinking, yo, these fans want me replaced by Alvarez. Alvarez getting bodied by Gabriel and getting dragged off. I've scored more goals than him, and I don't even get proper service. Gyökeres knows why he came here, man. He wants that Champions League. He was outstanding. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for the Yok. Brilliant performance. We need that in the Champions League final. Pierre Nkapie, I thought he was brilliant when he came on. 8 out of 10. What a ball into Gyökeres, by the way. Left foot, crossed it in early. I love Nkapie, by the way. What a signing that is. How do you get a player like that on loan? Berta, you are a miracle worker, my friend. Miracle work. Man said Victor Drogbarez. I like that one. I can run with that one. I can run with that one. Martin Odegaard brought a little bit of calmness, got on the ball. I can't remember too much. He had the shot that went over. What would I give Odegaard? I'm not even being horrible here. I'm not sure of what I would rate him. 6.5, maybe 7. I don't know. I can't. He got on the ball a little bit. He did okay. Let's be kind. I'll give him a 7. We needed him to get on the ball. He got on the ball. So we'll give him 7. We'll give him the 7. Martinelli came on late, went on a good run. Came on late, didn't touch the ball much, 6.5. Zubimendi was pretty solid, 6.5. I can't zoom in anymore, but you know who I'm saving to last, don't you, people? That one in the middle. I mean, the deal gets worse every single day. Every time I watch him play football, I go, oh, the deal's even worse. Imagine sitting in a French hotel room, Ethan Waneri, can't hardly get a kick at Marseille going, you loaned me out to spend £53 million on this guy. That deal, honestly, I'd sell him in the summer. I've said it so many times on this channel. Count your losses, get rid of him. He's not even doing the thing that he looked quite good at doing earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, I went, he's got no end product, but at least he's a problem. He's not even a problem anymore. He's our problem. Nonchalant, acting like Elise. You know, like Elise strolls around the pitch, but when he gets the ball, he absolutely balls out. So you go, well, I'll let it go. His shorts are sagging. Ben White's getting doubled up on and you're just jogging back. And then you're just running the ball out of play. I'm in a good mood, so I won't be too harsh. 2 out of 10. Right, let's move on, people. I'm not even joking, by the way. I just find it difficult to watch him play football. I find it really difficult to watch him play football, honestly. I don't like the attitude that goes along with it either. You're acting like a superstar and playing like a Sunday League player that's been out last night. Anyway, let's not dampen the mood. Let's not dampen the mood. We're in a Champions League final. And again, I want to do this in front of the community as well. What I'm going to do. We're going to go through... that was a pleasant rating. Big up Rumble in the chat, man. That was me being kind, 2 out of 10. He got 2 out of 10 because he put his boots and his kit on and his headband. Apart from that, it could have been worse. I'm a fair man. There's no agendas. I said this on the match roundup yesterday. That was one of Mikel Arteta's best nights as manager of Arsenal Football Club. Mikel Arteta gets 10 out of 10 from me for last night, right? 2 games against Atletico Madrid and we conceded 1 penalty and that is it. You were brave to pick Miles Lewis-Skelly. You stuck by Gyökeres. You could see that he was playing well and you left Havertz on the bench for 90 minutes. You brought in Nkapie on when it was clear Calafiori was fading. You nailed it. Probably apart from Noni Madueke substitution, everything about that performance, he absolutely got it spot on. Absolutely got it spot on. One of his best nights as Arsenal manager. Probably FA Cup final win and that. He nailed it. He deserves the Champions League final. He does. Because he's been through it. And let's hope it leads to glory. Honestly, superb Mikel Arteta. 10 out of 10. The fans, 10 out of 10. That for me, without being in the stadium, just gathering what I could gather on the TV, that is the best atmosphere I have seen at the Emirates for years. certainly this season by far. I see it where like they're hyped at the start and then they go quiet. And then they might respond if we score a goal. They were electric throughout the whole game. The fans were superb. The manager nailed it. And Berta's trying to fight Diego Simeone. Berta gets 100 out of 10. He's trying to fight his old manager. You're talking to me, you schmuck. You'll be swimming with the fishes, Simeone. That's my Italian accent. 2 out of 10 for my Italian accent. Right, people. Mickey Rouse, the boss. Champions League final. Boss. Coleman music. New merch for the stream. I couldn't resist, people. I was weak. I was vulnerable. We're in the final. It was just looking at me like, buy me and take me home. And I just couldn't. I said, go on then. We'll take you home. We'll wear it for the stream this afternoon. And it was on sale. So, yeah, end of the season merch is always cheaper. Use your brain, people. Don't buy it when it first comes out. Anyway, let's go through on how proud he is of the whole club. It's an incredible night. We made history again together. I cannot be happier and prouder of everyone involved in this football club. The manner that we got to see outside the stadium was special and unique. The atmosphere that our supporters created, the energy, the way they lived every ball with us made it special and unique. I never felt that in the stadium. We knew how much it meant to everybody. We put everything in. The boys did an incredible job. After 20 years, for the second time in our history, we are back in the Champions League final. By the way, if you guys get a moment today, go and watch CBS and go and watch Thierry Henry. His conversation with Saka and the way he talks about Gyökeres and the way he talks about the Champions League, it is a must-watch. When Thierry talks as an Arsenal fan, you have to listen. Carragher looks very sour, by the way. Very sour. Which makes it even better to watch. On our Champions League campaign, we know how difficult and challenging every opponent is at this level. Atletico are an incredible team. The way they compete, the solutions they have, the answer they have to everything you try to do to them immediately, it's incredible. That's the reason they've been there. They've done an outstanding job there. The margins are so small, and tonight they've gone for us. Do you know what? Actually, I was very surprised. Simeone's press conference, he gave Arsenal a lot of credit, which I was kind of surprised. But yeah, he was very respectful. On keeping the lineup the same as the weekend, if you see my iPad, the amount of lineups I've done and changed and turned it again. And what about this and the possible subs? And if they do that, we do this. In the end, it was my gut feeling. I had such a good feeling from what I saw a few days ago against Fulham. To do that, it was painful. It was difficult to leave important players out because they all want to be involved and start this kind of game. You saw all the finishers, the manner they got onto the pitch and how they helped the team. By the way, Kepa's best moment in an Arsenal shirt last night, he caught the ball. The guy came over to take the throw in and he booted it on the pitch. So Kepa, 9 out of 10. Gabriel Jesus, 9.5 out of 10 for slapping Pubil around the face. I forgot those two in the player ratings. Big up views for the raid as well, bro. On who he thought about at full time. The order was immediately my wife, my kids, my parents, my sister, and then all the people involved at the club. What a question that is. Let's skip that one. That even in a Champions League final, there's still waffle, unnecessary waffle. On the club's European journey, since he's arrived, it's been tough and difficult again. We've all been so aligned, desire and ambition for the club, the work, the passion. Today we got rewarded to have an incredible day in Budapest in a few weeks. On the atmosphere inside the stadium, that box is ticked now. We have to maintain it. Now we go to a level that I think a top club wants to be fighting consistently for the highest trophies. That's a must. We've got it now. Now we've got to maintain it. On the excitement for a historic season, the high is not too high and the low is not too low. My job is to be stable. I will really enjoy it. He's waffling, I can't lie. You've got us in the final, but he's still waffling. On the difference within the squad, it's down to them. At the end of the day, it was that they had to put on these kind of performances. I can try and convince them to give them love and clarity on what it is, in my opinion, the most important thing to be competitive. Let's skip it. On having strong momentum, it's great. Everybody can feel the shift in energy and belief in everything. Let's use it in the right way, understanding the margins and the difficulty of what we are trying to achieve. It's huge. We have the ability and the conviction to do that for sure. Get the waffle over with. Champions League final waffle. Big up. The highs aren't too high and the lows aren't too low. Danish Gunnar, remember all the scrub manure fans that got on the back of Bruno now. He is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, apparently player of the year, they're saying, because he got good stats, but they're playing for nothing significant. Jokeres had 5.7 on FootMob. Yeah, that's why you watch games instead of looking at apps, because probably AI gave him that rating. Been complaining about Zubi all season. Finally, yeah. No, I'll be honest. First half of the season, I thought Zubimendi did pretty well. I'm not going to disrespect his whole season, but he's faded in the second half, man. Nimbo said, Pathetico Madrid got Pubic at the back, Diet Coke in midfield, and Sloffers striker. I like that one. Sorloff came on. He was all over the place. Ricky said, from Arteta out, we are 4 games away from wanting a statue. Talk about fine margins. If we win the title in the Champions League, I'll be there at the Emirates when they unveil the statue of him. I'll be there taking pictures of it shamelessly. My manager, you know, with the hard smile. We like, yeah. If we don't win anything, I'll be doing Arteta out show part 4. Fine margins, people. Fine margins. Nkapie needs to come back against West Ham. Calafiori did well against Fulham, but defensively it makes me nervous. Bowen and Somerville are dangerous. I agree, Sidoff. And Fane said how those two weren't pens, I will never know. Well, listen, we didn't need to rely on penalties. We got the job done. We have supported him from day one, Unknown C. Like, we've just supported in our own way. You've got to do better. And now he is doing better. So I'm saying we've pushed them in this direction. Massive game on Sunday. I'll be back 7:50 p.m. tonight for PSG against Bayern Munchen. Make sure you're locked in. I'll be on AFTV from 7 till 7:45 with Cecil. 5-minute break. Then I'll be over for the watch along 7:50 p.m. on here. And last one, H said, Big C, the shamelessness is warranted today for real. If the manager does it, he will get the praise. Big up the community. Blessings, like, and sub. Big up to you. Hopefully I'll see you all in the chat tonight. 7:50, PSG Bayern Munich. We can sit back, relax, enjoy this game, and see who we're going to be playing in the Champions League final. Big up to everyone. Hit the like button, and I'll see you all